Happy holidays, Virgo. Welcome to your 14 rune scope with me. My name is Amanda. Just want to remind you real quickly to also check out the video for your rising sign if you know it. That can give you some more information about other things you'll be dealing with in her. Of course, if you'd like something specific for you, you can get that in a private consultation with me. A lot more in-depth and covers a lot more issues that you are dealing with personally. You can also ask questions, specific questions, and we can see what guidance the runes can give you. If you would like to set up a private consultation with me, I do those on Skype. It's $5 for a 3-minute session. Drop me a line at the email address in this video or below this video if you want to set that up. I did want to mention I also have holiday gift certificates available if you want to give the gift of a reading to a loved one. They will have all of next year to set that up with me. It's just a PDF. I will email it to you. So you can email it to them, or you can print it out and put it in their stocking, or mail it to them, whatever you want to do. So those will be available through the 19th. After that, I will be out of town and away, and I will not be able to fill those requests. So if you would like that, make sure you get it to me by the 19th, and I'll get you set up. But let's jump in, sir, for you Virgos. See what the runes want to share with you about the holidays. Okay. Well, I can tell from these runes right away that you are happy to see the back of teen. You're pretty much over it. It's been a rough year for a lot of people, but for Virgos, it seems in particular here, for a lot of you. Anyway, your challenge around for the month of February. Some of you are dealing with a child who's being stubborn and just selfish. Maybe they're not, maybe they are, not being nice to their siblings. Maybe you have a child who's hitting their siblings or not, maybe dealing with jealousy among siblings if these are your children. If this isn't your child, this may be a family member that you have to see, a niece or nephew that's kind of wild and doesn't really listen to, you feel this child is spoiled or disruptive. Maybe this is a cousin or something, or a niece or nephew that's mean to your child, and so it'd be the challenge. So some of you feel like you'd be dealing with a child or a younger person who is dealing with learning disabilities, or maybe you've just found out that this has been a struggle for your child or a young person, and now you're kind of trying to find the solution or like what the way forward is going to be for like next semester, or and it does seem like there's going to be somebody working with you on this. What I'm seeing, if that's the case, is that it's just going to take this child maybe a little bit longer to achieve their goals, but they'll be able to deal with this and get a handle on it. Some of you just be dealing with somebody who's acting like a child. And for a lot of you, it can be male or female, but it is presenting as a male energy. It's just somebody who, when they don't get their way, they tend to run over everyone and not listen to anyone else's point of view. So, it could be somebody that's an adult, but who's just acting like a spoiled child or a brat, and like, they don't take help well, whoever this is. This person doesn't accept help very well or advice, even though it would do them well. It would behoove them to do so, Virgo. For some of you, this may be you. Maybe you are set on your course of action and set on a certain way of achieving a goal and not willing to listen to outsiders. And, for some of you, this may prove detrimental. But for the most part, Virgos are willing to listen to others, especially if you feel that it's somebody that's qualified to be giving you advice. So I feel like for the most part, in most cases, this is again going to be a child or someone in their 20s or younger, because with the pages, normally it's a child, but it can be somebody. It's really be our children probably until we hit. Lord knows I was still a child in my 20s. So, so it could be somebody up through the age of, could be a younger sibling, but again, challenges around children or young people or learning, ways of learning. Some of you have had a goal for a team that you wanted to go back to school, or maybe you wanted to get a certification. Maybe you are in school and you don't You don't do as well as you were hoping on your finals. That's another way this can work, is a disappointment with a goal regarding school or academics. But don't give up on that. I do feel like, I think for the most part, maybe some of you just didn't do as well as you were hoping, but if you passed, still, whatever, move on. Yeah, you guys are perfectionists. You're like, if I didn't get that A, I got an A minus. Oh, please. So make sure you have perspective on that. If it's something that you failed, you can try again. So don't let it kind of color the whole season for you, the whole holiday season. If you've had an academic disappointment, because I feel like your goal is still within your grasp. You can still reach it. There may just be a delay around it if that's the case. Some of you will be dealing with a separation or a divorce. And this has come up for Virgos a lot throughout the year. Because you've all been going through it at different times. So it has been kind of a theme, a breaking away and ending a relationship, a severance. Doesn't have to be a relationship, could be from a job, could be from a school, considering, maybe you decide to go to a different university, you could be breaking off or changing your what you're studying, completely switching to something else. That can be another way this can play out. But for a lot of you, this is coming up around legalities, because we have the legal rune here. So yeah, it could be a divorce. It could be a legal case of some sort that you are still dealing with the broken heart from, or the hurt from, or, those residual feelings are still hanging around. For a lot of you, this will be the first holiday season maybe, and your circumstances are a lot different from last year. So what the runes are saying is definitely don't dwell on last year, and don't think about whatever's going on with this. If it is a divorce, and you're still waiting on a settlement, or you're still working out money, or you're still, dealing with those issues and custody and stuff like that, don't think about that. Same as if it's just some other legal dispute and you're waiting to hear back about the settlement and it doesn't come through. Don't think about it over the holidays, because if you do, your over analytical mind is just going to create scenarios and stress you out. You're not going to have time to enjoy the holidays. So definitely table all of that, so that you can enjoy the holidays and time with your family and time with your friends. The celebration of the season. Help that's going to be available to you is actually just that, not thinking about finances, not worrying about it, because, everything does kind of shut down for those last 2 weeks, especially when it comes to bureaucratic organizations and legal stuff. Nothing's going to happen until the first of the year, and you worrying about it is not going to make it happen any faster. Yeah, and if somebody has threatened you, like if your ex has threatened you with, I'm not going to pay this, or you're not going to get that much, whatever, it's not his call. Someone else is going to be making the decision. So don't let anything that someone has said that is threatening to your financial security in some way, don't let it get to you, because it's not real. This person's just being selfish, and whoever is making the actual decision is going to see right through that. So don't let that affect your holiday season, because this person does not have the final say. For those of you who have been dealing with difficulties at work, it could be you have a demanding boss who's wanting you to work over the holidays, or they want you to work, but they're not going to pay you double time, or not going to pay you extra, something like that. I mean, what I'm seeing is that whatever this person, if there's somebody trying to force you into something on the job or to do with your finances, they are not correct about this. They can't make you do whatever it is they're trying to make you do. They can pout about it if you don't work overtime or work on Christmas or whatever this is they're wanting you to do. But you shouldn't have to do anything like that unless you are compensated for it. Because it looks like somebody's trying to make you, either threatening or trying to make you do something you don't want to do, and not willing to compensate you for it, not willing to pay you for your time, your suffering, your pain, whatever this is. So the advice is to ignore them. or to not take their threats seriously. You know, if it's your boss, you just like, look, I've got plane tickets. I'm going to be out of town. I cannot work that date. You know, especially if you're not paying me double time, or, you know, you're going to compensate me for that, or I'm not going to be here. So, and it may have something to do with a bonus type situation in Virgo. Maybe you were expecting a bonus, and for whatever reason, you're not getting it, or it's not going to come through in time. And I'm sorry to have to tell you that if that's something you were depending on. But because this is coming up in the help situation, it just means that someone else's mistakes are going to work to your benefit in some way. So if this is on the job, someone else's laziness is actually going to work to your benefit. So, and somebody who's trying to threaten you, they're not going to be successful because it doesn't hold any water. But yeah, this does seem to be around the job or around your finances or a settlement of some sort. It's empty threats, so don't take it seriously. This actually is going to hurt. Whatever this person is saying is actually going to hurt them. But yeah, if it's a bonus that you were waiting on, it's still working to your benefit. You know, so I feel like this may have to do with, you know, it being more if you wait for it after the first of the year or something like that. It works out to your benefit is all they're going to tell me. So, probably because it will be different for all of you, depending on what the exact situation is. What can't be changed regardless is that you're going to have a new idea. And I feel like this is going to come from somebody relatively new in your life, a new influence, or somebody who is very protective of you. This could even be from your spirit guide or your angel, you know, or a loved one who has crossed over, or somebody who's with you in spirit all the time. And it's like, yeah, it's going to come out of nowhere with the Ace of Swords. So it is an idea of something new you want to start seeing. And, or some of you meet somebody that you want to start something with in teens, if you're out and about at parties and stuff. And you could meet someone, you single Virgos. For those of you in relationships, it seems like this is a new way forward. It pertains to this situation you've been dealing with, or with something on the job. But, I feel like it's not something you've contemplated before, because again, these both signify something brand new, a new influence, new idea. And it's going to make you very excited, or you're just going to feel very confident about this, because it seems like it comes out of nowhere. It seems it either doesn't come from you because someone suggests it to you, or if you just wake up one morning and it's like you dreamed it, and then you're like, that's a really good idea. So yeah, Virgo, be open to that sort of thing, some sort of inspiration coming to you about something new to try, and whether it's a new relationship, a new job, a new business, a new way forward, a new way of dealing with someone. And I feel like it's something very analytical, because again, with the swords, it's something that's very swift. It's swift energy. So it's something that will bring something to a conclusion rapidly. So yeah. Definitely those brilliant ideas, jot them down. And as organized as you are, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you walk around with a notebook all the time. That's a good idea. And something's going to come to you with some sort of solution to an issue, or to how to move forward. Because I mean, this card has the roses blooming and the flowers. So it has to do with new beginnings, and it has to do with an analytical way to handle emotions. We do have water in here. So it stem from emotions, but it's an analytical way to handle those emotions, or to handle a very emotional or emotionally turbulent situation. So I think you're going to put that turbulence behind you, and new life is going to bloom from this. So that's wonderful. Whatever this is, definitely listen to this inspiration coming in, Virgo. It's the key to how you want to start off. By the end of I do see you, after it's all said and done, whoever has been kind of the bane of your existence, whether it's been an actual person, your boss, your ex, or soon to be ex, whatever, coworkers, someone you have to work with on the job, who you feel is a tyrant, Again, this person's kind of like it's the way or the highway. It can be a child. And going back to this, whoever has been dealing with this, you will have resolved this issue or at least moved on from it. Because you're walking through a door at the end of her that, with the blank rune, is completely whatever you want to make it. And I think that's directly linked to these two, the Ace of Swords and Eel, which is all about new beginnings, new ideas, new inspiration. So these three things together, it's a very powerful new start. It's like you open the door and the sky is the limit. You can build whatever you want in there. You can make the bridge. You can parachute out. You can go whatever direction you want and make that future how you want it. You have a lot more power, I feel, available to you in Teen Virgo. And of course, we will learn more about that when we do the teen overview, which I will be posting at the end of her. So if you subscribe, you will get a notification when I post those. If not, be sure to come back and check those out. But that is what I see for Virgo. You are leaving the hard stuff behind. It's been a rough year, but I do feel like you're going to start fresh and be ready to start fresh, and have a way in mind to go about that. Even if maybe it's eluded you for all of teen, I think you'll find it in her. Or more appropriately, it's going to be given to you either by someone you know who's relatively new in your life, a new influence, or by someone from spirit who's there to help you out. So be open to that. Jot things down. That is what I see for her. Good luck with all of that. Happy holidays again, and I will see you back here next time.